Hi, welcome back to
Learn It or Return It.
And I'm Clarisse, and this is
Lydia.
Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the game Seikatsu. It's one of my favorites. Lydia, do you want to open it up and I'll tell a little bit about it? So it's for 1 to 4 players, and it's for approximately 30 minutes. It's actually a fairly quick game. It's so pretty. It's really, as I've said, it's one of my favorites.
We have a little...
Yeah, so this is the box contents. So we have the instruction book. And the other thing to mention is it's for approximately ages 10 and up. But we've actually played with Josie, who at the time she was only about 4. So it's actually very easy to learn, and it's just so nice. It's such a nice game. So I'll just tuck that out under here.
We have a very colorful game board.
So it pops open really nicely.
Show you.
Yeah.
So,
see the pretty board?
My favorite part about it is how colorful it is.
Yeah. And it has the 3 different colors. So if, let's say, like, we've played with up to 3 players, just because, you know, I think it's actually one of the best ways. Like, either 2 or 3, they're both pretty good. So you're pretty much, just so you know, initially, so you're gonna have 1 player as the pink, 1 is the blue or the green, or so if you have 3, then they're the 3. I believe you can play with 4, but then you'd have 2 teams, 2 teams of 2. So, but I really like the 2 or the 3. So the other thing to mention about the board, and then we'll show you the rest of the parts. So it has a little pointing system around the outside. So you start over here, and you work your way. And this is just to keep track of points, so you don't need a little sheet of paper and a pen. So, anyway, that's the beginning. You can show the rest if you wish.
There's a cute little bag. The 3 little...
They're pawns.
And all the cute little tiles. I'll show you there's birds. And there's koi fish. They're
wild.
Yeah.
So the really neat thing about this game as well is that if you can see, so there's a double scoring system. So it's actually, so if you look around the outside, there are flowers. So the color of the flowers is very important, which we'll show you as we're playing it. The other part is, see the bird. So this one, as an example, so you have the red bird. So you're going to try to get as many of the same in the first round. The first color of the birds, the flock of birds, and they don't have to be in a row. They can be a flock. So as long as they're touching, just as an example, if let's say these were, so 2 red birds, if they were side by side, if you had any that were touching the red birds, that's the first way that you're going to score in the game. And then the second way we'll show you. So, and as we mentioned, or as Lydia mentioned, this is the wild. So this is the koi pond, or the koi fish. So this, in the first amount of the scoring of the birds, the flock of birds, this would be only the first time it's placed. It would be scored as one of whatever one that's beside it that you decide. So if, let's say, I put it beside the reds, you would score it as a red one. So anyway, let's just show you how it starts. So we're gonna put all the tiles in here. So yeah, so the objective here, just that's fine.
Green. Would you like to be blue or pink?
No, I'll be pink. Yeah.
Pink.
So the objective of the game is to get more points than the other person. And again, so we have the 2 scoring ways. So the first way, again, with the birds, and then the second way, we're going to be looking at the flowers. So the way that we score with flowers is, it's from my perspective of the pergola right here. And this is Lydia's. Whoops, sorry. So Lydia has this little green one here. So my perspective is straight on. Lydia's perspective is straight on. So any of the ones, from her perspective, when we get around to scoring with the flowers, the same colors and however many, it will be from just her perspective. So let's say she has 2 or 3 blues or something like that. She would score for those. So we're going to talk about the scoring a bit after, but just so you have a bit of an idea of what we're doing. So we're going to start with our pawns. This is how we start. So we're going to put them on 0 on the outer part of the game board. We're going to take the game bag that's over here. So we're going to mix it up. So we have all the fish and the koi pond fish in here. We're going to start with 2. I'll show you what I have. So I have a blue one and a green one. So we're looking at the birds first. So the really neat thing about this is that it just feels like there's a bit of depth to it, but it's also like it's easy at the same time. And you are just trying to, like, sometimes you'll be thinking, oh, I'm going to try to aim for, for all the birds, I'm going to try to get as many birds of the same type in a cluster, but then you also have to think, well, shoot. But remember, the second part of the scoring part is also how many flowers, so you're trying to think about 2 things. Plus, the third thing is you could also be thinking, well, I want to try to block Lydia from getting, let's say, 5 in a row or 6 of the same type of flower in a row, just to try to get ahead of her. So anyway, so the first part is we're going to place 1 tile on. We're going to place it on the show. There are 3 little parts right here. They have flowers. These are our starting spots. These are my little pink ones. That's her 3 little green ones. And these are 3 little blue ones. So that's our starting spot. So, yep. So on each turn, we're going to start with 1 tile. Every time you place a tile, you're going to pick another one up at the beginning of, or when your turn's done. So I have placed 1. Okay, shall we begin?
Yes,
let's begin.
We shall begin.
Okay, so if you want, you can start. So that was our starting move.
So I'm going to have this, the koi fish, as the bird that I placed first.
The orange one.
The orangey.
Okay, so then she will move 2 points because she has two birds. So this is the easiest,
2.
Yep. So I am going to place an orange one as well, but because she already placed the koi tile first, she has already scored for that. So that means nothing until we get to when we get to the flower scoring. So when we get to flower scoring, it will be a wild flower. So whatever the one is that has the most, that will be worth that. Anyway, so I've put an orange one beside an orange, so I will get 2 as well. And I'll take 2.
So the first one I placed was the same color as this. The koi was also. So I'm going to place it right beside the koi. Wait, no, that would only give me 1 point.
No. So the koi was only worth points when you first place it, and then that's just for the birds.
So I have 1, 2, 3.
Yep, so move up to 5. So let me see from my perspective. I have put another orange bird, and so far I have 4. So bring me up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So up to 6. And here, I'll just grab one of those. Okay, your turn.
Alrighty. Bluebird. Tweet, tweet.
So we have 2 bluebirds in a row.
1, 2, 7.
Yep, so she's up to 7. So I will do, let's see here. We're not going to show you the entire game, but I'll just give you a little idea. So I'm just going to place, just for funsies, the one beside the koi pond, just because. Now, so I don't get any points for that, but let's just, we'll stop the game now, and I'll just show, just so you have an idea of how to score it. So the one thing is, I always find, even now, like I've played so many times, but there's a very handy scoring system on the back. So it actually shows you the setup. So if you have, for example, like a specific amount of flowers in a row, then you get a certain score. And if it shows in a line, so for this example here, so I have the birds have already been scored. I'm going to be looking at what flowers are the same from my perspective. If this were a different, let's turn it a bit like this. So from my perspective of the pergola, so I have orange flowers here, orange flowers here. So I have 2 orange flowers. I also have 2 pink flowers, so 2 matching pink. I also have, we don't score like that. I'm just trying to show as an example. And then we have our wild koi pond, or koi fish. But then this little blue guy, and the blue flowers, they count as nothing. So the way that we're going to score this, because we have 2 and 2, we are actually going to take the score, so the equal amount of flowers, so we would have either 2 pink or 2 orange, but because we have a wild one, we will count that as whatever one's the highest amount here. So I'll just take, so it'll be 3 matching, and to look on here, so we have 3 matching equals 6 points. So that's how I'm looking at it. So you would just go on and on and on. So this would be actually when the whole board has been filled up, then you would start looking at it from the point perspective of the flowers. So if, let's say, the game is done, the board is filled up, then I would get 6 points. So you just keep scoring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it would just, you'd keep going around and around until all the scoring is done.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's pretty much the game. Hopefully you guys pick it up sometime if you haven't played it before. It's just it's so pretty. It's one of my favorite ones. It's so relaxing. It's just so lovely to look at with the little koi pond in the middle. Anyway, so Lydia, do you have any thoughts about it too?
I like the colors of the board game and how they did the cute little waterfalls on the blue.
Yeah, it's so nice. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and hope you'll subscribe. All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.